Welcome back. Welcome to the show with Sayyid Niaz Ahmed and guest Musleh Ahmed, two brothers. I read somewhere that when you started with this project, Dhaka Regency Hotel, and so there were some hiccups. I hope everything has been sorted out by now.
Yes, because this Regency was a consortium investment.
Right.
Many people contributed small amounts to become part of Regency as shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because we were one of the pioneer in the industry and one of the pioneer of consortium investment
Mm-hmm.
from NRBs, it's teething problem. People, I was only 28,
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand how it was the best way to do it. And at the same time, people who invested, maybe they didn't understand
The
what they
expectations
were
were too
going
high.
for. However, what makes me very proud is that we are giving regular dividends,
Mm-hmm.
and people, my greatest acknowledgement I must give is, regardless of all of that, at the age of 28, people trusted me with their money.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in a position to proudly say they're getting the return. When they go back to Dhaka, they get the hospitality, they get
Mm-hmm.
15 days free stay.
Mm-hmm.
And this year alone, last financial year, we gave people who invested £25,000,
Mm-hmm.
we gave them a dividend of 22%
Mm-hmm.
cash dividend. And that is equivalent of 3,82,800 taka.
How much is that in pound sterling?
3,500
Mm-hmm.
pounds, approximately, depending on. So that is a huge
This
return.
every financial year.
Every financial year we give dividends, but
Mm-hmm.
last year I'm talking about, we gave 22% cash dividend.
That was a good year.
So brilliant year. And what I'm saying is that people have trusted me and my partners who we have initiated. And now when we give those dividends, the smile on their face, the acknowledgement makes me very proud. And Regency is a very happy family. You will get one or two hiccups, and that's in everything. And that's, I would say, is teething. But we have learned a lot how to organize the team better. And we've worked on every little problem that we had. Many people have exited from Regency. We gave them the option to exit because they were not fitting into our culture.
Right.
I said it's a huge investment. There is a culture, corporate culture that we need to fit into. And people who didn't think they were happy with us, we made a smooth exit for them. Now we have everybody remaining are very happy investors. And we intend to go a long way with that. We plan to open other hotels. We're working on one in Cox's Bazar.
Mm-hmm.
We opened the training institute. We're looking at opening further hotel in Dhaka, one in Sylhet. So this is a team that they've invested 10 years ago. This is where we have come. So it's a success for all of us. And we want to move forward based on the positives. And we will try to ignore the negative.
What about similar business setup in England?
As I've said, consortium investment is very difficult. There are various regulations in this country restrict you from doing it in the size that we've done.
Yes.
And as we are focusing primarily in Bangladesh, we'll continue to do that.
Right. Because the British curry industry is suffering from some problems of its staffing and getting the right persons, particularly chef, and also because the people who own the restaurant, their own children will not work in that setup. Whatever the reasons, you see. It's not glamorous anymore.
It's not glamorous anymore. It's not attractive enough. They are getting graduation in various other degree disciplines.
They're going to different professions.
So they're not going into culinary and hospitality degrees. But some people are. Some people are continuing their father's business and doing well. But there's very few people. So they find other things attractive. This is a shift. I would say in our community, like product life cycle, it is coming to an end, and we are moving into other industries. We are moving into other professions. And I don't see this as a negative. However, only the good ones will survive, and I don't think it will disappear totally, but there will be certainly a change in our curry industry, and that change, we have to move on with it. However, I think what we didn't do is that adapting to that change. We should have changed our menus many years ago. You know, we've got a huge menu. Look at the food cost. In most restaurants, you walk into and ask, how much is the food cost? Nobody would know what the food cost is. In our hotel industry, the F&B director, you know, would be under so much pressure if the food cost increased by 1% in their monthly meetings. It just goes mad. We don't even look at those things. We don't even know what we're selling and what is the actual profit. And there's so many other things we haven't adapted to the change. You've got the Turkish food industry is hitting us badly because their food type is different. We've got so many things we could have done in the similar lines, simplifying our menu, a bit more of a healthy conversion into food. But I don't think it's too late. There's enough expertise within our community. We've got a very mature industry. We've got very senior people who did so well from this industry. It's about time they should give us a new.
Yeah, but those senior people have retired. Most of the senior people have retired.
Yes, they can advise us what they've learned from this, and then the next generation should consider the market change and adapt to that change. Change the menu, change the strategy, change the everything, the way we serve, so that we can even in a smaller size of that sector, we can continue successfully. So it's about time we should rethink and take a holistic approach and say, good, we've done this successfully so many years. This product life cycle came to an end. Let us rethink, let us reinvent, and we've got enough expertise to do that. And I think this industry cannot just
that's a very good idea.
Hide away in front of our eyes. We must do something now.
Just look at other American takeaways. See, they have a small shop, set menu. You want this sandwich, that sandwich, that sandwich. You see, everything is right in front of you. I want this.
Simple. And number of items.
Yes, you see. And you buy it, you pay for it. Either you sit down and eat. It's bare minimum. No frills, no curtains, no red wallpaper.
Absolutely.
Nothing at all. And you eat and you go.
You have to rethink the type of food. We've got so much variation. We need to bring fusion into this. If you have a simple menu, instantly the food cost goes down, the staffing dynamics change completely, the expectation from the guest comes in, change completely, and they'll just, now our setup is in such a way that customers find so much room to complain because we give far too much for what we charge.
Right, see, you sell the drink, here you are, go and fill it up.
And now we have to move with that change because staffing is certainly a problem. So, you know, if you can do with less staff, you've got to change the menu, you've got to change the strategy, you've got to change the tactics that you have, completely rethink. And our food is brilliant, it's very popular, so we don't have to worry too much about that, but make some changes to cope with that demand changes. People are thinking differently about food, do some new creations and rethink overall. And I'm sure this industry still have a long way to go.
Well, Musleh, your story seems to be one of a success story. I would like you to advise the younger generation who are thinking of going into business, not necessarily hospitality, but any other business. What are the key areas that they should concentrate on? What is required of them? I'm not talking about a degree in this or that, but I'm talking about the expertise that they can gather from people around them. And if the window of opportunity is there, how to spot it?
In my opinion, degree is not the only prerequisite to go into successful business. In your mind, if you want to do business, if you're entrepreneurial enough, you need to find it, establish an idea, something that you want to do. You have to have the passion for it. You have the love for it. And if you love creating something, look at your feasibility, do your planning well, think your primary goals and medium-term goals and what do you really want to achieve, and make your plans and go for it. When your heart tells you this is right, just go for it and get the expertise you need to run the business once you have established. Otherwise, you will not survive any industry.
Right. What are your future plans I mean, you said that you were thinking of setting up a new hotel in Cox's Bazar somewhere, but what are your other future plans in Bangladesh?
There are, I think Bangladesh has a huge potential as a domestic and foreign tourism. So there are so many beautiful locations in Bangladesh all over the country.
Right.
So we are looking at spreading our wings, not in five-star hotels. So every time we talk about investment, it's not always five-star.
No.
You need a good property. It could be a cottage, a nice bathroom, good linen. So a three-star class project.
Right.
And I want to focus on ecotourism, because Bangladesh has so many beautiful things that you can use to make people feel this is true Bangladesh. Now we're totally focusing on just five-star properties, bringing in stuff from China and fitting it in the room.
Yes.
The next project I do, I really want to, that's a challenge, use all Bangladeshi materials and make it unique.
Probably with your experience with BRAC, you'll be able to use
I'm
local
going to
products.
do it because I want to do this. This has been playing in my mind for a long time. And not only one hotel, all the key locations, we want to have small properties. Could be a 30-room cottage hotel.
Yeah.
But we can offer those products to our guests to go and travel and stay in key locations and enjoy the true beauty of Bangladesh.
I think I've seen such places in Thailand and also in India, see.
Definitely.
Very eco-friendly.
Absolutely.
You live closer to the nature.
Yeah. And there is so much scope to do that, because you want to base on, for example, if a foreigner goes to Bangladesh and they go to an eco village or an eco resort, if you give them all the local food on maybe a banana leaf, for example, use these plates that made of the local clay and stuff like that. This is what people want to enjoy. I went to Bandarban with my friends, and on one of the hills, just before sunset, you can imagine that thing, this tribal lady making papa pita with sticky rice flowers, amazing, and serving it on kolapata, banana leaf. It just felt different. The sun was going down, and there was a blind bowl singer singing away. Can you imagine the environment?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it as a Bangladeshi British tourist, but foreigners were loving it, because these are the things that you want people to experience. The true Bangladesh, bring in the culture, use the local materials, give them that experience of local food in that authentic way.
Just like the street
That's
food.
what I want to do.
The street food in Bangladesh.
Yeah, and in order to do that, you have many areas, say Bisnakhandi I was talking about in Sylhet. This is a very rural part of Bangladesh, but it's so beautiful. You need to get the local people involved if you want to have it as sustainable. There are so many unemployed people, you train them up, because they would love to see guests going in, they're giving income, but you train them up, bring them together, do it through maybe cooperatives, and involve the local people. And believe me, I think the service we can provide to foreigners or NRBs or domestic tourists will be at a different level.
Well, these are bright ideas, you see. I remember having gone to a Bengali restaurant in Calcutta. Everything was served in brass plates. There were no forks, no spoons, nothing at all. You have to use your hands.
Yes.
And I liked it so much, you see. The only thing I said was, and the waiters were students of Calcutta University, see, part-time. And you could talk to them on intellectual subjects, you see. And the only thing I did was I asked for a fork. The discussion today. Thank you very much
Thank you
for coming along.
Thank you so much for having me in your lovely program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us, and we hope that you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. Remember those days when we used to sleep in Sharaid and look at the stars, and those were the 5-star hotels then. But nowadays, at 5-star hotel, you can't see the star, but you get the facility. Thank you very much.